I have to admit, looking at the Cyrillic alphabet makes me feel like I'm starting from absolute zero. I want to learn more words, but Russian feels completely disconnected from the languages I already know, like English or Spanish.
That is the most common illusion. Russian isn't an alien planet, it's a sponge. To expand your vocabulary rapidly, we need to stop looking at the differences and start looking for the European DNA hidden inside. We are going to use your knowledge of French, German, and English as a bridge, not a barrier.
I'm listening, but how does that work practically? Give me a concrete example where Russian overlaps with, say, German.
Let's look at technical terms and daily items. In German, a backpack is a Rucksack. In Russian, it is Rucksack. A firework is Feuerwerk in German and Feuerwerk in Russian. If you know the German root for sandwich, Butterbrot, you already know the Russian word Butterbrot. You effectively get these words for free.
Okay, that is actually mind-blowing. Butterbrot just sounds like a heavy Russian word until you realize it's just butter and bread. What about French? I see the sign behind us is about learning French, and I know the Russian aristocracy loved that language.
Precisely. The influence is massive in culture and architecture. The French word for nightmare is cauchemar. In Russian, it is cauchemar. Beach is plage in French and pliage in Russian. Even the concept of a floor in a building, étage in French, becomes étage. If you listen for the French nasal sounds or soft endings, you will spot them instantly.
That makes the vocabulary sticky. It provides a hook. But what about Spanish? That seems like a stretch given the geography.
Not if you look at the Latin roots. Think about the word for center. In Spanish, it's centro. In English, center. In Russian, center. Or library. Biblioteca in Spanish is biblioteca in Russian. You are not memorizing a random sound. You are recognizing a Latin cognate wrapped in a Russian accent.
So the strategy is to categorize new words by their origin rather than just brute forcing the translation.
Exactly. Move from passive confusion to active triangulation. When you hear a new Russian word, ask yourself, does this sound like a German technical term, a French luxury item, or an English tech word like business or computer? Once you identify the source, you own the word forever.
And so I say to you, the future...
Build to execute wasn't just a marketing slogan. It was a literal command code for the city's neural network.